For me growing up, I would have had a few different mentors, but no one better than my older brother David. He was 3 years older than me, and like any younger brother or older brother, you always look up to him and you're always looking to compete with him. And it was a good gap that he was always better than me, so I was always striving to keep up with him. He's without doubt the coach who's demanded the highest standards of me, and I've memories of coming back from school at 9 o'clock at night, having done night study and gone out and passing in the rain and the wind. And, no matter how hard I threw the ball or how accurate, it never seemed to be good enough. And I'm the kind of person who needs that. If he was patting me on the back the whole time, I probably would have lost interest. And even still now, it's his text message before a game that would psych you right up, and the one you get after the game is kind of like, oh, you feel like you've done a good job if you get a good one off him, because he's a tough guy to please.
When I was probably my transition period from minor or even under 16s in the club to the senior ranks, the senior coach at the time was a guy called Tom McKittrick, and he brought myself and another guy when we were first year minor onto the senior panel, and it kind of was a big transition. And the senior team at the time were going well in Fingallians, and I was getting exposure to playing with senior lads. I was only young, and I think it kind of toughened me up a bit, and it kind of blooded me into that much more physical game, and you don't have as much time on the ball and stuff like that. So that was a big transition period. Best piece of advice I ever received, I actually got it too late because it was too late for me, but I always pass it on, So it was we had a guy over who was a coach from, he was an Australian coach, but he coached like in Aussie rules and rugby, multi-sports over there. But he was saying, and I say it to everybody now if I go to a camp or I'm speaking to younger guys. He says, when you're younger, play as many sports as you can, up to around the age of 15, 16, and just explore them all. And then when you go and specialise in whatever sport you go and specialise in, you bring little bits of nuggets of information and skills and things from each of the sports to your specialised sport.
When I was in third year in Blackrock with a coach, Frank Mackin, and he said, practice doesn't make perfect, perfect practice makes perfect. And he just changed the way I trained and gave it a different focus. So he wouldn't let you go out and just practice passing, just firing at each other. He won a set process, and that you'd be working to a certain technique, and he brought that in then to my place kicking and my kicking out of hand, and it just kind of really gave me a focus, and that had a knock-on effect to what I was doing in the gym.